Hi, I'm back here to talk about the marketing plan that I have devised to help you sell apartment 8. You'll find it in the marketing plan, marketing apartment 8 folder in the Heenan Family Trust Dropbox file. And I thought it would be helpful to talk about who the likely buyer is going to be and profiles of that buyer. Um, I see three different profiles of likely buyers for this apartment. One is a young family, like the buyer of Unit 7. The buyers of Unit 7 grew up in the city. They both attended Latin. I think they both lived on the north side. Uh, and I think they're probably going to send their kids to Latin. And so this is a wonderful location. Um, we might get such a family. We might get a friend of this couple who think that what they're doing is really cool. Um, I want to caution, though, that most young families are of means, who have the means to buy a luxury home and to pay about $120,000 a year in costs to live there, which is what the assessment and taxes, et cetera, is for apartment 8. Um, those families are overwhelmingly choosing single family homes in different neighborhoods around the city. So it's it's unlikely that we will find another young family. Um, second, second likely profile is a transplant from New York, London, or elsewhere for whom a co-op and a vintage co-op is just the right place to make them feel at home. Uh, and this buyer understands how co-op boards work and isn't put off by the intrusiveness of the process. They've either lived in co-ops before, they've heard about them, and they're very comfortable with the process. Um, that person is likely to be found through Baird and Warner's affiliation with leading real estate companies of the world. Um, they will have brokers who are from their hometowns who are helping them sell their properties who will notice um, that there are these properties available through Leading RE and Luxury Portfolio, Leading RE's website. And also, they may themselves be in firms affiliated with Leading RE, which is um, what Baird and Warner is. Leading RE, if I haven't mentioned this before, is a association of independent brokerages that you have to apply to get into the most um, professional types of independent brokerages in Chicago. Just Baird and Warner and At Properties are members of Leading RE. We also get Baird and Warner gets a lot of relocation people through Leading RE. So we will get relocation buyers. That is um, that is a profile of a buyer who for whom apartment 8 would be a wonderful home. And the third I see as somebody who's downsizing from the North Shore or a larger house in the city. Um, this person will want to be close to the casino club, the racket club, um, will attend the opera or the symphony, when those all come back, want to go to restaurants, want to have a life, and will want also to have room for the friends and the grandchildren to come visit. So um, that is perhaps the most likely buyer for unit for apartment 8. So um, as you'll see, um, my plan is to focus on making the apartment look as beautiful as possible for photographs, videos, and this technology called a Matterport tour. Matterport tours are those virtual tours where somebody can explore and do their own walk around the apartment and look everywhere they want to look, not into closets, but into all the different rooms, and sort of take a self-guided virtual tour through the property. And a Matterport tour is really helpful, especially in a time of COVID, because some people don't want to see something or expose themselves to the outside or unknown spaces and people if they are not truly interested. So a Matterport tour can be very helpful. Um, so visuals are the big portion of and the big expense for me of um, marketing your home. But then also, I propose to do a much more personalized reach out to try and snag those people who fall into these profiles, the young family, the transplant, and the people downsizing from the suburbs. And that will call for me reaching out to people who routinely sell to people or who represent people who buy co-ops. There are a number of brokers who have repeated sales, repeated buyers who buy co-ops. They're actually, and more interestingly, there are more brokers who make a specialty of selling co-ops than buying co-ops. But I know, and I've done the research into who has sold in the past year. I would also reach out to the listing agents and saying, who's bringing people to your listings? Who is, who've seen your home and have said they don't want your home? And I've got relationships with people where they'll tell me, and I can reach out to those brokers and say, hey, I've got this property, you want to come see it. So it will be a lot of talking to other brokers. I would like to do a broker's open house, have the brokers come in and see it for themselves. Um, and uh, and then I would also like to do some direct mail. Again, this would be on me, direct mail to certain parts of the North Shore, just because I think North Shore people would tend to be more interested in a beautiful, elegant co-op on State Parkway than perhaps people in other suburbs. But I would have very targeting postcards going to people out there. A number of people are selling homes on the North Shore. Some of them are leaving the city entirely, but others are sort of might want to keep a place in the city, and they might have the means to keep a place as fantastic as apartment 8 at 1530. So I thought about social media. I don't think we're going to find your buyer through social media. And part of what is so special about 1530 North State is the exclusivity of the building, the discretion of the building, that blasting it off on social media seems counterproductive. So I do not recommend. I normally would, all my other listings I use social media, but for this one I think that would not necessarily be helpful to it. Again, I believe that personal connections, knowing people, I know people who probably know the next buyer if the buyer is from Chicago, and letting those people know and getting word out that there's this wonderful opportunity at 1530, one of the high floors with beautiful views, come and get it now, especially if it's priced to sell, we might be able to find somebody very quickly. So that, in a nutshell, is the marketing plan. Please review it yourself and let me know if you have any other questions about it. Thanks so much.